Shawn is going to go, we didn't quite cover all the things we wanted to cover. So Shawn's going to go a little bit past 2 o'clock, if you can, which is 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If you can hang on with us to listen in, that's great. If you can't, if you need to go because you scheduled other things, we completely understand. So Shawn, are you there? We need to give away an Evolution upholstery tool. Can you show everybody an Evolution upholstery tool?
Absolutely. Can you hear me okay? Let me get
Yeah.
my camera. Let me change my mic. I fixed them.
Oh, now, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, that's much better.
Great. Yep, got my mic working.
don't get
Evolution
hurt.
upholstery tool. Looks just like this. Actually, it's a great tool because a lot of times you need a spray and mist option, so it complements the performance of the high flow tool and high velocity of the HydraMaster 3. So we use them a lot to complement each other in areas you just can't get to. It's a great tool.
That's great. Hey, I don't know, Shawn, if you had a chance to listen in to a lot of Dane's presentation. He mentioned the work that Shaw has been doing on the luxury vinyl tile and plank, and we're going to touch on that a little bit today. But,
yep.
So what entered my mind as Dane was talking is that most of our customers, when you bring up LVP or LVT, they have a tendency to go, well, there's no money to be made there. People just use a Swiffer vac on that, or a steam mop or something like that. But as Dane mentioned in his presentation, what Shaw is finding out is that the grooves in a lot of this flooring are holding on, particularly to oil-based soils and real small particulate soiling. So I know you're going to share some information about that. There you go. There's the grooves. It's groovy, baby.
Groovy.
Trying to get that texture is a big thing. So we're going to talk about that even more today and give them some other things to consider. So Shawn, you ready to rock?
I heard a secret. You blow on your coffee cup and they think it's coffee.
That's right. Exactly. Did you feed Mario during the break, or is he starving to death?
No, Mario actually took a run and he fed me. He's an awesome helper. He's a great assistant.
I guess so.
Well, thanks, Doyle. I'm excited to share with you guys some of the studies that I've been able to be part of too, because like Dane, I had a chance to work with Shaw Floors, the largest flooring manufacturer, carpet manufacturer in the world, not just on their carpet yarns and some of the new developments that they've done on their high definition polyesters, their Bellero line, but also their largest growing subset of their market, even though carpet is still growing, is luxury tile, luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile systems. And the difference, I guess, LVT is whether or not you're a plank or a tile, but pretty much they're just describing this thing that you're dealing with. And what is this thing? Because we had Scott talk to us earlier about wood and all sorts of different layered wood and core products where you have real wood and different wear layers and those issues that we deal with. But this product has been made to emulate wood, but it's vinyl and it's layered just like the layers that we see in some of these flooring that snap together often, like this guy is a snap together system, like a lot of the luxury vinyl planking does, it tends to snap in. But the luxury vinyl product are simply layers of a core. They have a layer of a print film, which obviously is just a color printer essentially, that creates the look of this material. And then they have a layer on top of that of a finished layer of protective film. Polyethylene, different materials, plastics and flexible materials of clear. And depending on that wear layer, whether it's a residential design product or a commercial design product or a residential product being used in a commercial environment, will change that wear layer and that mill thickness, anywhere from maybe 10 up to 30 mil materials that they are 5 mil, 10 mil, whatever they're going to put into them. So they'll have different ratings of the thickness of these materials. And Doyle mentioned the grooves. Well, people say that there's no business in this, but they also don't realize how lazy the human population is. People don't really clean. Demonstrate how clean you can get it professionally. Demonstrate what you can use, some equipment and some counter-rotating brush systems like the CRB that Dane brought in. I'm going to show you a different one as well that has that lifting action controlling the moisture, which is a big deal. A lot of these products are sold as waterproof, or let's be careful, it's spill proof and water resistant. All right, between them. That doesn't mean if they water damage underneath, you can leave it there. You definitely, Mario, could you adjust the volume on that computer? Definitely need to be careful not to allow water flooding situations. The floor is going to have to come up and deal with it. The waterproof maybe against a spill or, a cup of coffee or an animal accident on top of it. But again, we've got these groove layers that hold on to a lot of soil. One of the most common problems that we see in the new building industry, multifamily, new building markets where they're using an absolute ton of this product in public spaces as well as occupied units, is drywall compound. It's actually their biggest challenge, and the biggest thing that we see is inappropriate, improper cleanup of the initial soiling that's getting onto this from drywall or construction work. Then cleaners that tend to go in there and spray it down with Fabuloso and everything else, and essentially take that drywall compound and make it into concrete. And they essentially make a solid stuck into the grooves and even into the plank space or the actual attachment area where they attach together. And it's really difficult to get out. Some so difficult that they've been responsible for replacing it because of inappropriate techniques of cleaning. So a big step for us to know about is deep cleaning, good brush action to lift that soil out on the dry side first. Let's go back to my earlier presentation. First step of cleaning, get rid of the dry soil, gross contamination removal. Get rid of everything you can physically with sweeping, brushing. And then what we're going to show you an example of is using a vacuum with high efficiency filtration and a brush attached to it without the mechanical on the first step. And that's the first challenge that we have in that dry step. So let's get on to the hands-on. We've got Mario. You can only see Mario's pink booties at the moment. Let me bring the camera up for him. Oh, he's dancing for you. Mario's doing a little jig. And we've got a few little setups here. Now, what we have on the floor here, here's Mario. Say, hey, Mario. Yeah, what we've got going on here is a couple different systems. And we actually have a very improperly installed section of this planking that's here. And they're just loosely laid. Typically, this product, which is not snapped together, is just going to be glued or adhered directly to the substrate. For our demonstration area, we've simply just laid it in place. So we're going to be a little gentle and show you the process as you go through. We also have a CRB like Dane talked about, which can be used for dry compound, low moisture cleaning very appropriately. We've got a machine out of Italy called from Floor Wash. If you look up floorwash.com, that unit is a great little dual cylindrical for low moisture controlled cleaning. And then as was mentioned earlier, the Dirt Dragon, which we've got there as an example just to show you how the size difference compares on these. So step number one was, as I said, dry soil removal. So Mario, let's go ahead and step in. We've got some building debris. We've got some joint compound. We've got soiling. We need to take our time. The tool he's using has a brush head on the bottom of it. It actually is going into the grooves to pick up a lot of that, deeper ground in stuff. So, from the top down, and then we're going to work from the bottom up with cleaning solution. Top down so we don't grind things in. We're not brushing it into the floor. We're lifting it off the floor in this initial vacuuming process. So it's just too assumed. You're assuming the customer's doing it right. All they're using is a Swiffer, sweeper, scrub, residue kind of chemistry all over top of their floors. We have appropriate techniques, professional activities, booties, gloves, professional attire, professional vacuums, and the processes that we use to properly demonstrate, with our customers. Don't be afraid to demonstrate how much cleaner you can get their floor that they just haven't been able to get it back to it. Now, one important thing is to make sure whatever cleaner you're using when you get to that point has no kind of finish or shine on it. This product is not designed to have finishes or recoatings on top of it. The coating of the layer is permanently there. Once you start putting coatings on this product, you're going to have to start maintaining those coatings. So hopefully they don't get scratched and you don't go past that wear layer of that initial film or mill layer of plastic into the print layers of these materials. So dry vacuuming first obviously needs to be accomplished. If that first layer needs to go a little deeper, then go a little deeper. Better's possible than good isn't enough. Get in there with a brush, sweep sweep out the grooves, the lines, the imperfections in the flooring where maybe it didn't set just right. So you get that particulate out first. You know, it's always easy to remove dry soil dry. Anything you can get off from there. So sweep it out, get rid of those particulates with as many systems you can. Now, once we've got that accomplished, once we've got that accomplished and we've done our dry vacuuming and sweeping step, then we can go to a dry mopping step. You know, that physical brush to maybe get a little deeper groove. We can use different styles of flat mops in our processes that have more texture to get into the texture of these floors. I love what Dane said. We're cleaning with flat tools on non-flat surfaces. That's just a great analogy of we need something a little rougher to be able to pick up and not necessarily our finish applicator mops or our cleaning heads that we have on there. So a dry sweep over top of that to again go after that particulate that's just going to make into mud or problematic with a figure 8, working away from the area and capturing those areas off into your towel or area workstation that you're going to step off from that work area, so you have a good transition point. All right, so we've done our dry vacuum, our particulate removal. Next step that we need to do is go ahead and wet clean this particular floor, and we're going to do that today using the floor wash system. This one's I've actually went to Bergamo, Italy not last year, but the year before, and saw this machine at their factory, Floor Wash. .com is their website. They're sold in Namco, and the unit has a dual cylindrical brush on the bottom. So it's got 2 brushes, counter rotating. It has a really neat little low moisture pickup reservoir on the inside of the unit where it picks up the water off from this wheel just by squeegeeing it off from the center drum. Really quite simple. The first thing we want to do, if we have a heavily soiled flooring, we want to go after is work that's the cleaning solution in if we're choosing to use one. Today, we're going to use the brand new, newly released HydraMaster Hydra Fresh Luxury Vinyl Cleaner, LVC. Phenomenal results so far, streak-free cleaning, great for a pre-scrub, great for a low residue, just rinse through an auto machine or a walk behind system. If you're doing big auto scrubbing, you can add a little additive in there to condition your water and give you a beautiful clean. This one has been very particularly designed and going after those soils that build up in the residential and commercial markets into these grooves. And we've got our luxury vinyl cleaner that we've mixed up into a spray bottle, and we're just going to pre-apply it. This tank on this machine, I just have water in it, and there's a reason. I use this as my rinsing reservoir. So we pre-apply the product to the floor, and not too heavily because we don't want it to go through grooves or get down below it. Once we've got the the product applied, then we will take our unit and scrub it in. This is scrubbing mode. I've got the receiving head, and you try to work with the grooves, get that brush line in where your agitation direction is in proper technique. And while I'm running it right now, I've got the tray up. And the reason I've got the tray up is so it actually scrubs and works the cleaner in without recovering it right away. Then I'll put the tray down to its rinsing state. And this is just low moisture. It's got no pump. All we do is pull the trigger on this little handle. It lets the clean water out, and it can have a little bit of the LV cleaner in there as well. I happen to have just water at the moment to do a fresh water rinse. And then you can go back over it and let water go down. And we'll do a rinsing step and then run the tool dry over the top of the space. Pretty simple, straightforward. They sell these in narrow and wide machines, just like the CRBs. These machines can be used damp, same thing, counter-rotating brush system, or you can run them with dry compound, which makes it a bit more versatile of an option. And obviously, I've used it as a pre-scrubber for carpet. We can use it for tile, grout, stairs, luxury vinyl scrubbing. Great added tool for what the CRBs can do for us, that counter-rotating brush system. And this one can even be used for heavy debris removal by attaching the side trays so that it can actually sweep those side trays off as you're using it as your power scrubbing tool. Now, the final step typically in dealing with the final work over top of a flooring system like this is that we will typically go back one final work across to give a nice polishing detail with our final mopping, or this is just a polishing mop essentially. and we'll dampen it out with a little bit of the cleaner to keep a nice streak-free system. And we'll work that as we work our way out of the building and out of the room or out of the elevator or out of the whatever space, the little bathroom, the little area of transition that we need to pull that out and work our way out. Let it dry completely. Make sure nobody tracks it while it's damp for slip and fall hazards and all that stuff. Put your signs up, and then it'll dry out. Nice streak-free finish. All right, we've got a little limited on the camera, but what we're gonna do is bring this camera over as far as we can, and I got one more little demo to do for you. I wanted to show you the team of rotaries and some of the machines that we can use on this system. And I think we can see pretty much what we got going on over here. I've got the hard surface head on the RX-20 here. I've got over in this area, I actually have my RX-20 hooked up, and I'll log in while Mario is running the tools. If you want to go ahead and start up the machine and get her roaring. And we're going to run the hard surface tile head, which is a pretty wet process. It's good for scrubbing wide open concrete, big commercial kitchen areas. I wouldn't do a kitchen tile in somebody's house with it. It has a little bit too much overspray and spread, but for industrial scrubbing, hard surface cleaning, concrete garages, all that kind of stuff, absolutely awesome tool. If I want to do the more refined work, then I grab the Rotary system tools, where I have a rotary jet. HydraMaster has this beautiful one with a nice control vacuum lip on here to be able to control for our tile, for our spinner tools, as we call them, for just doing surface extraction and recovery. But we'll start by running the rotary extractor, and we've got that actually set up here with the pressure line going on it. So we're putting out hot water. We've mixed up some Grungeslayer, some of the brand new HydraMaster product, Grungeslayer for concrete hard surface cleaning. Pretty strong stuff. Fortunately, this bottle is really clean. I'm going to let Mario dispense it. I'm going to let him spray it out because he's got gloves on. And he's going to go ahead and put that down on the floor, and we're going to scrub it in, spray it down, and extract it out to see what kind of results we can get on hard concrete surfaces, nasty garages, and those sorts of areas. So this is the older style RX. We'll release the handle, get it about set, and then we can go ahead and run over the machine. And it's, as I mentioned, it's a pretty wet system. So with the high pressure, depending on how high you run it, you can run the pressure down lower on the system. It puts out a pretty good scrubbing pattern to give you a really deep clean. And then you'll want to run back over that to vacuum recover. You're picking up about, I would say, 70% of what you're putting down on those initial spray passes, and you'll have to go back over and do a scrubbing extraction pass to pull up that extra moisture. And for a drier controlled pressure clean, we'll go ahead and use the hard surface tool over the same area. All right. So we got to release the vacuum first. Got a little too much extraction suction power on there. There you go. And we'll give him the pressure line. And we can hard pressure clean and hard surface clean. Now this you can use on tile, bathrooms. It's got a lot more control of the moisture over the surfaces of it, and it's not going to spray out like the other tool did. So for your kitchen tile, bathrooms, commercial kitchens, those kinds of environments, ideal tool to be able to run through and steam those areas out, even after you pre-scrub them with tools like the other rotary system. I'll let Mario play with that for a little bit there while he's picking those up. I'm going to change camera, see if there's any questions on the basic process that we use. Hey, Doyle, did you notice any questions we can take over and answer before we play one more time with... Yeah,
pH on Grungeslayer, which is 11.5 to 12.5. Yep.
Say that again?
The pH of Grungeslayer is 11.5 to 12.5.
11.5 to 12.5 on Grungeslayer. The stuff's strong. Wear safety glasses. Put your gloves on.
And
Nasty stuff.
The name of your Italian movie star. No, the name of Italian machine.
Say that again.
The name of the Italian machine.
Floor Wash. Floorwash.com. You can look them up. And most of their websites in Italian, but they sell through Namco Distributing. NamcoMFG.com has that little machine there. Dirt Dragons you can buy through your Ramsco or John Don. They sell that Betco built Minuteman, I think, produced a small extractor for doing luxury vinyl tile and the different systems. Flooring, low moisture cleaning flooring systems that are out there for those. I'm going to grab my other camera while Mario's playing with these hard surfaces. We have another carpet area that I wanted to quickly show everybody. I know we've gone to that 20 minutes. He told me to take a couple extra. I'd like to give away a chemical though. Doyle, do we have Grungeslayer available that you could send somebody some? Are you there?
I'm here. Janelle keeps muting me because she's afraid I'll say something nutty. Say, stop. That's not, we can't give any more. Yes, we can give more away. Let's give away some Grungeslayer. Give us a number.
What do you got?
Give us a number between 1 and 200.
175.
175, Janelle.
Alrighty. That is Nathaniel Davis.
Nathaniel Davis, another double winner today.
Now, Doyle, another thing that that I would give away and think that you might want to bring up is like HydraStone. HydraMaster's got a great stone care product line and hard surface tile cleaning. Maybe a gallon of HydraStone
Yeah,
and
let's give away a gallon of HydraStone.
All right, let's do that for question. We're going to go with 99.
That is Stephen Jones.
Stephen Jones wins a gallon of HydraStone.
And how about HydraSolve? I know that HydraMaster's got a great sealer. We use it all the time. It's an economically priced, great high performance sealer that we've used. Some HydraStone, HydraSeal.
HydraSeal, yes. Okay.
All right, 88.
88.
88. All right, I'm getting my camera going on this other lens, on this other one here, because I want to go ahead and pull.
Stephanie Smith is the winner of the HydraSeal. All right. So congratulations,
Awesome.
Nathaniel, Stephen, and Stephanie.
Congratulations, everybody. That is awesome. I'm going to pull, see what I got here. And all right, I'm going to try to log in, see if this works so we can pull my other camera up really quick again and change the host over and open up. Let's see if this works. We have one more commercial area. We cleaned that. We got the front area of our shop ready. The unicorn took a pee-pee, I think, over there. Or actually, it was Mario. He spilled the coffee the other day. So we're going to go ahead and this should work. And you should be able to change that change me over as the main. Yeah, that spinner was kicking his butt. I think we have extremely high suction. We're running our CDS special edition, special CDS. It's not a normal CDS. This CDS is amazing. Anyway, we're running it. I changed this. We're running it over on our vacuum that's like 50 feet away from it. So it definitely was tough on him. But we're going to go over, and what we've got set up in our area over here is we've got the RX20 to be able to show restorative cleaning technique on this entry carpet. So we'll go ahead and let's just run it and rinse this stuff. You know what? It's not on the label for carpet, but Grungeslayer is pretty amazing. Let's give the Grungeslayer a chance on some of this tile. All right, I'm not saying it's the best thing to do. It's for severe soiling situations only, but we're gonna give a little Grungeslayer on this area here. Now this area is where the spill happened, that we're gonna actually use some tannin treatment, which is our UPS, all right? And then we're gonna use knockout. Let's see if you can fix that there. Hopefully the audio works now. Anyway, we're gonna run a little Grungeslayer on there. He's doing an extraction rinse. Get your water running. All right, we got water on.
deep tiles. These aren't even glued down. These are just kind of sitting here loose anyway. And then we got our transition area. And these tiles actually are installed. These are modular tiles that we got on our little entry area. And go ahead and do a dry pass. Pull that up nice. You can see exactly what we're pulling up through the line there, through the sight tube. Awesome. Well, Grungeslayer cleaned the heck out of that area. We'll have to get a little detail work done now, but you get the picture. Now we're going to run it in on the other tile. See, this is our entry area. And it took care of it pretty nicely, even that coffee spill that happened. However, this carpet tends to wick. Low-profile commercial carpets like this that have heavy spills that spread down to the back of these yarns do tend to wick up on us. So what we often will do after cleaning all of this carpet, we'll go back on this and do what we call topping it off. We top off the job and pull the vacuum. And we're going to top it off today with a third use of the RX-20. Hold on real quick. Mario's got the dry block on the bottom of the unit. And he's going to go ahead and just pad cap this and do what we call topping off. It takes care of just a final dry step, wipes that surface off and pulls some of that soil that might tend to wick during the drying process. And he's just going to run that dry bonnet over top the heavily wetted out carpet. And again, we know we need to do the edges and do some of the detail work. We just wanted to give everybody an example of the useful diversity of a rotary extractor like this that can handle multiple heads, different operations, one tool with weight enough that it keeps good head pressure to run. Great system to be able to top off a job that might have a tendency to wick, like your polyesters or your olefins, or a heavily spilled ice melt tracked in snowy environment where we can get that last bit of soil off the top. Great system for a rotary to pop buff that off. We also showed you the Trinity system over there for being able to grab that system. But today we've been able to show a diversity of the RX-20 hard surface. We've got the pad topping it off at the end, which could be done on areas. We've shown it over in restorative cleaning from our initial steps that we worked on over here. We've shown the amazing performance of HydraMaster chemistry spot and stain treatments. Lots of great stain treatments that were out there, different techniques. Come to one of my schools. We're going to talk more.
All right. Doyle?
I am here, Shawn. Are you there?
I'm still here.
Fantastic. What an incredible day. I'm glad we're getting to see your keyboard. That's what we all wanted to see. We had several. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, now we're on.
All right. Well, I don't know how to switch this back at this stage, but we'll go to that one.
And Shawn, you covered an incredible lot today. We appreciate you staying some extra time and let Mario know how much we appreciate his help. He kind of stepped in at the last second due to a problem we ran into with COVID quarantine with somebody. So we are thrilled with the experience that you put on for the attendees today.
Thank you. Anytime.
I can't thank you enough because doing the amount of work that it takes and to set all this stuff up and get it ready to go, and it's great. We appreciate everybody being able to see and walking them through the basic setup on the job. I think that's one of the things that oftentimes people complain about the most, that they send their technicians to a school and we don't teach them the basics of how to run the truck mount.
Yeah, it's what I love to do. That's why I built my studio around this. COVID forced us into a new way of teaching and learning as people to keep your attention. I try to keep attention have energy to make it fun. And so I enjoy what I get to do, and for the opportunity to share with this group and to present on these great tools. They're great stuff. You guys are extremely supportive, and it's a pleasure to be able to help out with HydraMaster. And congratulations, 50 years. This is awesome.
Thank you, Shawn. I appreciate it. And for our listeners, they've probably already caught on that you help us with a lot of the development and testing of products. You mentioned a couple of products now that are that we're in testing on. One was the HydraFresh LVC. That's not ready yet. Shawn's still testing it for us, along with the rest of our chemical ambassador team is going to be testing that. But that should be out by April at the experience. That's our goal, to introduce that to you. So we're looking forward to sharing.
Speaking of that, the experience in April is going to happen, and our friends at Shaw donated most of the flooring that we have to demonstrate with, and we will be there presenting on repairs of luxury vinyl tile, techniques, problems in the field, issues, and Jim Manis will be there. We are all planning to do that live and have these kinds of programs in person soon. So this is just a preview of some of what's to come in the year to come.
Yes, and I mentioned first thing today, I'll say it, I mentioned it again. All those sessions that Shawn did today are recorded. It'll take us a while to get to editing them, but they will. To all registered attendees, we'll send you the links so you can watch them again, show them to your technicians, gather the family around with popcorn, put it on the big screen, and learn how to clean carpet together. So, Shawn, you got any schools coming up you want to talk about?
Yeah, you know what? I've got an upholstery school coming up here in the next, on the 18th and 19th, next week in this studio live. We're going to be doing 2 full days of IICRC approved UFT upholstery cleaning and fabric training, science of cleaning. The following week, I have a carpet cleaning school and an odor control technician class. So love to have some attendance, have you with us. We can have up to 40 people in these groups. And I keep my class like this, interacting with everybody, with you, with the group. And I hope you have, if you haven't been in one of mine or any of the other great instructors performing and working hard out there to get these classes presented, I definitely encourage you to do so.
And they sign up at John Don's website, is that correct?
Yeah, learn.johndon.com. And again, that's learn, and I'll type that in the chat bar for everybody, learn.jondon.com.
Fantastic.
And myself and Barry Costa is also listed there for his courses he's offering now, Jeff Kutchell, and there's some at your pace learning things on there as well.
Fantastic. Shawn, Mario, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you down the road.